Yeah.
All right. It's a sweaty day. It's a sweaty day out here at Aftershock, guys. Let me tell you, this year and last year, one of the sweatiest days, sweatiest weekends we've had out at Aftershock. But I got to tell you, this is a real gem of a group that I'm looking very much forward to checking out here this weekend. Ithaca, all the way from London, UK. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Thank you so much. Hi.
We're excited to talk about your new album. I've been spinning some tracks off of it, and I got to say, in the mainstream rock world, your stuff really cuts through. And I want to say, just keep it up and keep doing it, because
we'd love
in
to.
in the radio world, we get just stacks and stacks of nonsense. And you guys really stood out for me, and one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you guys. I really appreciate what you're doing. So
that's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Well, I'm not alone. Kerrang and Metal Hammer.
Yeah.
They Fear Us Now, the new album we're talking about, both placed it within their top 3 albums of the year. Mm-hmm. Metal Hammer selected it as the best metalcore album of 2022.
Yeah.
I mean, how was that
We were
for
pretty
you guys?
baffled by that, yeah.
Honestly, so crazy, and we were very confused. Obviously really stoked, like really hyped about it, but also very confused because...
I mean, we've been a band for a long time, and it feels like...
There were so many good records released last year.
Yeah,
I know.
Such
tough
a
competition.
Year, yeah. And then when they gave that to us, we were just like...
Are you sure?
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you want to think about that?
Did you feel you had to feel some validation in it though?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I honestly, since the record came out, it's been like a huge...
How long
kick.
was this one of the albums that kind of got sidetracked by the pandemic and lockdown?
Yes.
Did it
we
take
wrote
a while?
it during lockdown, basically.
How was that?
It was really strange. We weren't able to write like bands usually write.
No, get together very often at all.
No, we like to be in the same room as each other. Obviously, that's really nice.
Sure.
And we couldn't do that, so we basically wrote the entire record kind of over the internet, just sending each other stuff.
And we did a couple of weekends at the beach. That was quite nice.
Oh, nice.
Well,
like an outdoor setting, you guys kind of got together?
Well, no, in the UK, in the UK, there were obviously the whole COVID situation was an absolute mess.
Right.
And in the UK, there were a couple of times where they lifted the social distancing thing and said, oh no, actually it's okay, you can see your friends.
Now you
can. And
Which
then
in retrospect, okay.
Yeah, that was very silly, very stupid. So in those times, we booked a weekend by the beach away to go and write as much.
Connect with you guys, yeah?
Yeah, and just to see each other because we're best friends, and not being able to see each other is horrible.
Yeah, that was pretty gross.
But then obviously then they kept reinforcing the lockdowns and stuff. So I think when we wrote that, the album, I think we saw each other maybe 3 times.
Wow.
Over that whole period.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's really crazy to think about.
It probably took at least an extra year to get it out.
Yeah,
so did you feel that you guys did maybe more stuff with the recording process that was maybe outside?
Well, that's what I was going to say. It gave us a lot of time to just think about some weird ideas and put some extra instrumentation in there, and
get creative.
Yeah, quite.
For sure. I mean, it's one of those things where, I guess when you're in a room together all the time, there is a tendency to be not self-conscious, but because there's no such thing as a stupid idea, but when you're recording stuff at home and you're coming up with ideas at home and you're on your own, you're kind of just throwing stuff out there, and you're not in the room when someone's listening to
hear
it.
The feedback or be
exactly. Yeah. So it was this thing where it was actually, I'm just gonna do whatever crazy ideas that we have, and if people don't like it, it's absolutely fine.
Well, they loved it, obviously.
Yeah. So it kind of
That's pretty cool. That's a good validation that you guys were being 100% who you were without any kind of whatever outside influence.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being just a killer album.
Well, thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's talk about this West Coast run. You just wrapped it up here, this West Coast run here in the United States. Los Angeles, Anaheim, San Francisco. Was this your first West Coast tour, major West Coast tour?
This is our first time in the US full stop.
Yeah.
Full stop, huh?
Yeah, we started over at Louder in Life and then sort of worked our way from New York all the way down through up to California. And
okay, so compared to the 2 festivals, Louder Than Life and Aftershock.
Oh.
What do you think? Okay, so maybe crowd reaction, weather, overall atmosphere. What's the good and the bad?
The weather, Jesus.
The weather is the weather was insane at Louder Than Life, and it's insane
and even
here as
more
well.
insane.
Yeah, Kentucky's pretty
Yeah.
bad with the humidity, I imagine.
I think it's hotter today.
Yeah,
I think
than
it's hotter
it was in
today.
Kentucky.
Yeah, which is crazy. I was saying earlier that because we played some shows in Texas, and this is hotter here. Why is this happening?
I don't know.
Why is that
I don't
happening?
know.
I'm so confused.
I know. I agree. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's this year and last year has been the hottest Aftershocks ever.
Yeah.
Normally it's really nice, but it's just. Okay, I gotta ask you guys about traveling on the road. So
Yeah.
you said
Yeah.
it's your first U.S. tour. Are you guys kind of punk rocking it in a van? Are you doing
We're in a
nice
van.
bus, or what are
Yeah.
you guys doing?
Van.
Oh no.
Van life. Van
House,
life.
all the gear, all the merch in a van. Yeah.
How's it? You guys like it?
I mean, we're used to it. I mean,
used
and
to it.
You could do it in the UK.
this has been like we were saying earlier. Like I've never felt like actually so alive at the end of a 2-week tour.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
usually
It's
by
crazy.
this point,
That's
we're
awesome.
Absolutely.
Have you had
knackered.
time to see any cool things?
Yes.
Downtime in California or the States, or just in general?
Yeah, we had a couple of days off, and we routed our traveling route so we could stay in Roswell because I'm a huge alien nerd.
Yeah,
I'm an
so
alien
Roswell, New
freak.
Mexico.
Yeah, and I lost my mind.
How was it?
It's like Disneyland to me. I loved it. I loved it.
Little green men everywhere. It's so
Little
fun.
aliens everywhere.
Did you see anything unusual in the skies?
No.
No, unfortunately.
No. It's if you're expecting it, it's not going to happen.
That's right. That's good. Yeah,
But we
that's a
went to
good
the UFO museum.
one. Really?
Yeah,
Great
which
time.
was some of the silliest stuff I've ever seen in my life.
I can imagine. What was the
love
craziest?
those guys. I would say, if you're ever in New Mexico, if you're near Roswell, go to the UFO
Take the
museum
time. Yeah.
because it is so funny. It is. They have these exhibits of showing you alien autopsies and
Oh,
stuff.
right, yeah.
And it is hilarious. I love that stuff.
Terrible
but that's the thing.
waxworks.
But
yeah.
really,
Really,
horrible, huh?
I don't want to shade them because
No.
I think it's incredible what they're doing and just go and
I don't think it's a bit tongue-in-cheek, but I think a lot of people that were there weren't. They were
No.
Right.
full believe.
It's
yeah.
supposed to be a bit silly.
Oh, that's good, man.
But it was
I love that.
amazing. And even the McDonald's and stuff is shaped like alien-y and there's aliens outside and it's just very silly. And
Okay,
I
you
love
touched
it.
on McDonald's. I asked some of my other interviews with Nothing But Thieves and Kapichi. They're both from the UK.
Yes.
Yeah.
I asked them some of the craziest things they saw on the road to eat.
Oh.
One of them said that he saw here, it was a bacon double cheeseburger, deep fried, and it had peanut butter on it.
Oh
So
my
I
God.
thought, wow, okay, that can't be beat. Have you guys seen anything, eaten anything that's crazy since you've been over here? That you're
I mean,
like,
honestly,
what the
some
hell
of the
is this?
snacks that Dom's gotten in the van have been absolutely vile.
Yeah, not even just stuff in restaurants, but just obviously we do a lot of stopping at rest stops.
Right,
And
snacks.
yeah, snacks and a lot of 7-Elevens and
There's
stuff
blue
that.
Tackies. What the
Don't.
hell are they?
Oh, the Takis.
Yeah,
those are really
yeah.
popular.
They're so
spicy
good.
chips.
Yeah.
Spicy tortilla
They
chips.
taste absolutely nuclear. What are they for?
But then the next day, Dom came down from our hotel room and was like, I was really, really worried for a second because I went to the bathroom and it was green. It was green.
Oh, it's the Takis.
It was the
Yeah,
Takis, yeah, it was
honestly,
the Takis.
yeah.
But obviously we don't have those in the UK. Well, we do now, but and
That's funny.
Never experienced that before.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Usually you would go to the hospital if something like that happened.
Yeah, if you had green stool.
And I got some Doritos that were I can't remember what flavor they were.
Totally extreme, crazy.
Something.
Yeah.
And I love stuff like that. And I love spice. I'm Arab, so I'm always talking smack about how much I can take
Right,
spice.
you can handle it.
Yeah, but this
Not this.
absolutely, I was deceased. I felt like my tongue was swelling in my mouth.
Oh no. It must have been like ghost pepper or something crazy, huh?
I don't read the labels. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
That's
mean?
the problem.
Hey,
Go watch
See
out.
the flames, I'll
I
buy
was
it.
like, that looks fun.
Oh,
that looks fun.
spicy.
But
Awesome.
as for actual food in restaurants, I don't know. I feel like we've played it safe a little bit because when you're touring in a van, the last thing you want is to I don't know, have
A gastric condition.
Yeah, don't want to be taking chances.
I didn't want to swear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
quite.
a gastric situation.
All right, speaking of the road, when are you guys coming back to the U.S. and what do you got planned for 2024?
Ooh, I mean, we'd love to come back as soon as possible, basically.
Yeah.
We
Hopefully
got
next
these
year,
visas for a
maybe.
year.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
We're allowed to come back for the next year.
Oh yes, please.
So we would love to really take advantage of that and spend as much time here as possible, basically.
Awesome.
Yeah, 'cause
so
we've had a great time.
hopefully early next year, like get Christmas and all of that stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
And then plan to come back and hit as many festivals as possible, do some more shows.
Don't you guys have a show? I think it's your last one of the year, November 25th. You're going to be playing your new album, Fierce, in its entirety.
Yes.
Have you done that before?
No.
No.
Are you nervous?
Well, I need to learn the songs.
Oh my god.
like,
Oh my god, don't say that.
Sure. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so it's crazy. We're going to be playing the album in full for the first time. Probably for the last time as well.
Yeah?
But with all the extra instrumentation and like extra
Is it a lot of work
vocalists
to get all that extra stuff, right? Like,
Yeah,
that you
it's
do in
gonna
the studio,
be-
the nuances, and
Yes.
recreate it live?
So some of those songs are essentially impossible to play live.
Right.
Because we had friends, guest musicians.
Yeah, lending.
A lot of stuff like that, like extra vocals, keys, synths.
Are you going to have guest
strings.
appearances for this performances?
They'll all
Yeah,
be
they're
there.
all
They'll all
gonna
be
be
there.
Whoa.
So it's going to be like
That's pretty legendary.
there'll be a lot of musicians on that stage. Yeah,
You got to film this.
we will. Be,
I think that's it. Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
try.
That's the plan.
Okay, awesome.
So,
Well, you guys
yeah.
heard it here first. That's awesome. Make sure you guys check out theyfearus.com. All the info, tour dates. Grab that new album. It's killer. Ithaca, thank you guys so much for being here and joining us today.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for
Cheers.
having us.